Alright, Talo. Now you need to grab that rabbit meat as a way to thank your brothers for coming and unfreezing your little rump from the top of the mountain. And then you guys need to hoof it down this cliffside and finally free one of the missing ancestors of the Yukir tribe. And hopefully we'll be able to see our very first glimpse of a brand new prehistoric gene. I am so excited, you guys. But hello and welcome back to the Yukir tribe, our snowy mountain searchers. Always on the lookout for more prehistoric genes to fold into the family tree. We are going to dive right back in where we left off last time, and if you guys are confused, make sure to go back over there. I did back up the save, by the way, and I will be trying to make sure to update and share the save files with you in the usual Dropbox spot. So we're gonna crack this thing open today, and I'm really excited to find out what's in here and what you guys may have actually found from inside of here instead. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the day moving on. I think we've covered everything. I think everybody's good. We have a leech that we need to get off of somebody. Aha, right over there. I knew we had a leech problem. But yes, welcome back to the Yukir tribe, everyone. We are going to go ahead and let Kalu remove this leech that our poor Komori managed to pick up. And Komori is going to swing her way a little bit closer to her nest to check in on her daughter, Xenophilius. Which is such a cool name, and we'll have her daughter jump over here because she's curious about what's going on. There we go, around these bushes. She wants to hang out with Kalu since Kalu was there the day that she was born and gave her her fancy name. And I think that it's very important that we have Komori and Crove actually have a child now, and we really want to focus on these two because they bear all of the genes that are very, very important in the Yukir family tree: the hammer tail, the armored body, and those mega horns. So really important things to make sure we don't lose. Oh no, Komori! Okay, Komori, you are gonna go ahead. Crove is gonna come over and he's going to romance you. And then you're gonna jump in here and you're gonna eat that like healing plant that is niftily located there, so we have a few more days with her. And we're gonna go ahead and let Crove jump over here and kind of keep an eye on this so lovely, so enchanting female that he has met. Unfortunately, they aren't perfectly matched on immunity genes, but I have to do what we can to try to keep our pure-blooded line going. And speaking of keeping the pure-blooded line going, we do need to work with Luli to be able to let her have more children of her own that will hopefully bear really healthy children with the hammer tail, the armored body, hopefully have the mega horns, and that means that she needs to go ahead and have the child that she has created with Kirnu, who is our experimental fisher of the Yukir tribe. And then we need to send her on her way to be able to go and find Crove, who she has not forgotten and who does have the perfect immunity genes to match up with her. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Little Shira is going to jump over here where she can be watched over by Rilana. I think Rilana is the unexpected surprise who just wandered into our tribe last time. I don't think we're actually going to breed her, even though she does have some of the C immunity gene and we don't have that one yet. But I just don't want to risk corrupting our Yukir genes any more than we already have. I mean, I say that, but last time we ended up folding in a creature that we found on one of our mountain ranges that didn't have any of the Yukir genes. That was Riri. And you guys remember, Riri's descendant, Kaylee, ended up saving the entire tribe from doom, gloom, and starvation. So we're going to have to think about that. All right, we're going to let Rilana come over, and she's going to just kind of like tidy up this area, watch over the little ones. Nota is going to gather up these nuts as he was taught by Crove to do before Crove wandered off. And then I think Kakois, she's going to... Darn it, she can't destroy that berry bush. I was going to have her destroy the berry bushes to try to get a little bit more food from them, but we can't. And we'll have little Takunu... Oh, did I need to give him a new name? I did need to give him a new name, and I forgot. Alright, so the name that I... Really? Alright, there we go. So I saw the name James, but we're going to name him Janu instead of James. We'll kind of mush his name a little bit to be a bit more like the nichelings' names. But we're going to have little Janu here go and search out for more of the Yeah, he's gonna go search out for more berry bushes. There's one over here, but I bet there's one near his family. So he's old enough now, and he is armored bodied enough that he can start wandering around. Oh, there's a bunny! There's a bunny, and there's food, and there is a nest right here. Don't mind if I do. Hungry mama right over here, getting ready to give birth. We'll go ahead, look at all of this. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's a nice chunk of food. So Janu must have kind of like sounded the alarm, like bunnies, and that brought Luli, who's heavily pregnant, rushing up there to eat them. And Kiranu is quite curious about what kind of child he will have with Luli. So we're gonna let him come up here too. Though I wish Kiranu could use his fishing tail and his gills in a way that would end up resulting in us getting some sort of food source. But because he doesn't have a way to crack anything open, he doesn't have any cracker jaw because he has gills instead, and he has both runner's legs instead of nimble fingers. So yeah, nimble fingers is in the mutation menu. That he can't really do anything in the water, and when he does find fish, they just swim away because there's no place to like chase the fish around these big open islands. So we'll have to see if his traits end up being useful enough to be permanently included in the Yukir family tree. Meanwhile, these three need to learn to move in sync with one another, or else they're going to start freezing. So hopefully these brothers will figure that out pretty soon, and we'll get them down to the other side of the mountain where we will be able to crack this open and see the next ancestor. And I feel like I'm forgetting something so important to tell you guys, which is kind of why I'm dragging my paws a little bit. I'm forgetting something really big, but I don't know what. So hopefully we won't have any unexpected surprises of something very, very, very important that I forgot to tell you jumping out at us. We'll have to see. I'm a little nervous now. Oh, Seri, your memory is not the best. All right, well, let's go ahead and have some babies. We're going to focus on trying to get as many purebred babies as possible. Please don't be sickly. Please don't be sickly. Yes! Little Neuro is not sickly. I'm so relieved. Ah, wonderful. Let's give this little guy a name. That was definitely a roll of the dice there. And we're going to name him. Let's see. That's Sasuke. All right. We're going to name him Sasuke. There we go. So little Sasuke, and I think that has Komori kind of rolling her eyes about the name that Crove picked out just as much as she rolled her eyes when Kalu named her daughter Xenophilius. But you know what? She can roll with it. She can adjust. Ooh, and there's some bunnies. There's lots of bunnies. Bunny meat, ahoy. Yes. All right. We need to do some kind of aggressive hunting because we are running a bit low on food. So we're going to have Crove come over here and work on this berry bush he found. And poor Sasuke is just suddenly like alone in the nest. That happens sometimes, little guy. Just hang in there. Your sister's right over here. You just can't see her because she's covered up by all this grass. So let's clear some of that grass away, actually. There we go. And I think Kalu is very happy to teach Xenophilius everything that he knows about nut cracking and gathering from over here and kind of claiming a family tree. And then over here, Rilana, I kind of get the feeling that she's kind of just like a friendly nanny-esque sort of creature. So I think Rilana will stick nearby, especially because Kokois is about to pass away. I don't really want to breed Kokois again because there's not really a need to, but I do think that she'd be quite happy just sort of spending her final moments under the family tree. So we won't really move her. And her son, Nota, is just very busy, not mating, please. But very busy helping out. So I think Rilana is just kind of like a very kind helper who sort of busies herself going around gathering a bunch of the berries and gathering a bunch of the nuts. And Shira, I think that Shira has actually been struck by the usual Yukir tribe wander gene, where she's just going to start wandering around on her own. That's kind of the urge she feels right now. Just like Janu, who's going to jump up here, kind of had the urge to wander around on his own too. And Luli, now that she has had her baby, I do need to get Luli moved back over to Crove. Crove, where are you? Let's see. H and F immunity and D and E. Yep. So I do need Crove to probably hoof it over here. Which side to settle on? That is the question. But I will let her stay over on this side and kind of keep an eye on her newly born son for just a second. So let's see what this little guy has. He's got fishing tail. He has fishing tail. Oh my gosh, look at that fertility. That may come to save the day one day. He does not have the mega horns or the hammer tail, and he doesn't have the gills, but he's kind of like sort of what we were going for, but opposite a little bit. But it's good to see him here, and he has the nimble fingers so that hopefully he can go ahead and crack open some of those clam shells that we run across. So welcome, little Dukuro. We're gonna give you a new name really quickly, and then I really want to go crack open that prehistoric ice block. I feel like I'm forgetting something super important to tell you guys, so we're gonna just have to wait and see what it is. Oh, what an interesting name. So Steel is the name that our little random roll of our gigantic, beautiful niche name list provided from you guys, leaving comments down in the comment section below and routinely collected together into a big giant Word document. Feel free to always leave more. I always will need more names, especially because I have a personal goal now of trying to keep niche going daily for the end of the year. I don't know if I'm actually going to follow through on that, and I'm still kind of dubious in thinking about it. Like, would you guys actually enjoy that many niche? I know I would, but But yeah, I'm gonna need lots of names, so feel free to always leave more, guys. And let me know when we use one of your names. I get so excited when people are like, that's the name I suggested. It's just so thrilling. All right, so little baby Steel. I mean, he's useful, but we'll have to see. Now is the time and the era, though, for our niche creatures to really spread out, kind of get comfortable, have as many children as they comfortably can, and then we start thinking a little bit more critically about where to push the genes, as long as we have at least one purebred line going, and that's going to be your responsible, Luli. As long as we at least have one purebred line going, then it's okay to kind of wiggle sideways here and there just to be surprised by what kind of genes you do end up with. All right, well, let's keep moving. Talo, come on. You guys need to learn to move kind of like in formation, or else we're never going to get there. So Rokirnu, I mean, okay, I don't think you'll take damage. Almost there, thank goodness. Okay, I think that takes care of everybody, and I still feel like I'm forgetting something important to tell you guys. Before we cracked it open, I was like, okay, I really need to tell them, but I don't remember, so let's just hope we're not gonna regret this. We're almost there. Oh, food! All right. Oh no. Oh, and we just had our old female pass away, and Krove just had a large predator pop up in front of him. And as usual, I think he'll just start going after it with his ram horns. And I think Komori would be quite excited by this too, because that's some excellent food that is now available right here. So we'll take care of that guy in just a second. Meanwhile, I think Talo would be tumbling down the cliffside with Adi and Rokirnu, and they would have bumped down. There we go. We've done it. They will have bumped down together and have found this glacier where they know the legends, the rumors, the traditions are true. There is one of their ancestors hidden away, locked inside of this ice, and this is what so many generations of their family have been building up towards for so long now, and they finally have reached this spot. So Rokirnu is going to use his mega horns. We are going to crack this ice block open, and we are going to see who the newest member of the Yukir family tree, hopefully possessing some prehistoric genes we haven't seen before, is going to be. I'm so nervous. Mammoth foot! Mammoth foot! Oh my gosh! Okay, it's not one of the genes we haven't seen yet, but you guys, it's mammoth foot! Oh my gosh! Tataku! I don't know how I feel about having a creature who bears the name Tata, even with a little like thing attached to the end of it. I don't know if the ku is enough to make me go, oh, that's not Tata. I'm extremely suspicious now that maybe the trickster god Tata reborn, but I will take your mammoth foot, sir. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, we have Tataku, and I will leave his name as Tataku because I think it actually fits him very well, because he does look like Tata, doesn't he? Like a little bit of a trickster, playful creature. And wow, he's here, and he's got those big giant mammoth foots, and I think that all of these three would be very excited. Avi, I think, would be extremely excited because it has been a long time since anyone has cracked open those prehistoric blocks or those icy blocks, and I think Avi would be extremely touched that he lived to see it happen. The goal of the Yukirs, being able to like find the ancestors. I think he'd just be overwhelmed with excitement. Meanwhile, Tataku here has antler recessive, medium ears, cracker jaw recessive, which is good on him, medium body, mammut foot, double mammut foot, thank goodness, normal hind legs, oh thank goodness. He's also got one short-sighted eye, swimming tail, interesting, recessive purple eyes, violet eyes, recessive dots, interesting, B and F immunity. So no really fancy immunity to sweep us off our feet, but that's okay because his feet are enough to sweep anything right now with these big giant mammut foot. So I think that Tataku would be kind of excited. Oh, who could I breed him with? Maybe, let's see, maybe Xenophilius, actually. Though I worry, I probably need a purebred female to breed him with so that we can get some of that hammertail in there. But Xenophilius is young enough that she could definitely meet Tataku, and who knows what may happen. All right, let's clear some of these away. Have to get over here, find more nuts. And I think little Sasuke is going to start coming over towards his sister. So very exciting. What to do with you now, Tataku? Can he do anything? He can attack a little bit from his body. He can ram things with his body. But he actually has no ability to gather any food at all of any kind. Wow. Maybe that's what happened. He wasn't able to fend for himself while his tribe was still around, and they left him behind just one day while everybody else was busy like maybe chasing down some prey. And I think that Tataku is kind of like, as a result, a little bit more needy, maybe a little bit weaker. Like, we didn't find like Moose, the flirty, powerful ancestor who had been kind of trapped after battling with the jealous rival males in the ice. I think Tataku is kind of the opposite, and he's actually very, very small, a little bit smaller than they expected, to say for sure, because they're all armored bodied, and here he is with his scrawny little body, but he has the mammut foot, so maybe he's really good at taking care of the nestlings, which is what they've always said mammut foot is for, because of Anka, who was the very first creature we met with mammut foot. So I think that they'd kind of immediately take sort of what's the word I'm looking for? They would take the view of wanting to be kind of like the caretakers, of being protective, that's the word I'm looking for, of Tataku. So they'll send him on and advise him to head towards the big tree because there's a little bit of a family growing under the tree. And I think we will actually move our lovely lady Luli over the mountain, and we're gonna have her meet Krove down here. Oh my gosh, there's so much food. Janu! I think Janu is gonna be enticed by all this food too. I mean, holy moly, that's a lot of food we could eat there. But we're gonna move Luli over to this side of the mountain and the nests that are over here, because we could eventually have one of our females make their way under this tree, and we could try to turn this area, especially now that maybe this cliffside would be very special to the Yukirs, since it's where they found their icy lost ancestor. I think that Avi basically feels like he has seen one of the most important events of his tribe's history and had his paws sunk into the snows of legend forever by helping out with cracking that open, even though Rokirnu would be like, but I was the one who did it. Like, I think that would be kind of just like Avi's way of being a little bit swept away by the moment. And Rokirnu, I need your genes too, buddy. We've got to get some pure-blooded Yukir lines going ASAP, and better to have them going on the side of the island where we are eventually going to set off with our most adventurous youngster searching for more of the ancestors, than keeping them on this side where it's going to be hard to do anything. So we'll start scooching over the ones who need to be scooched. Nota, I'm not sure about Nota though. His mother just passed away. He's pretty happy over here. I think that Rilana is just kind of a friendly, sort of motherly nanny type. And here's little Steel. What to do with Steel? I don't know. He does have that fishing tail. So I think that Kironu is just like a lot of the Yukirs lately, going to take his son under his paw. It just seems like more and more of the Yukir males kind of take the younger males under their wing, while the females don't really pay attention to the younger males. So maybe they like having a leader male kind of guide them through life. And I think Koronu is going to take his son over to this waterfall, and they'll start trying to fish because we got to do something with them. And meanwhile, Shirna, I wonder if the females tend to be a little bit more wander type, like they're just a little bit more prone to wandering around, mostly because they're looking for a nest, and it's just kind of an innate thing in our Yukirs here. I love how each tribe has their own personality. All right, very excited. Did we have any babies born? I don't think we did. Yes! It's a predator invasion! That's wonderful for us. I think the whole tribe would be very excited by the abundance of food that has suddenly approached them. And just kind of tickled like, oh wow, well, would you look at this? How convenient. There's just like all this food raining down, and Luli can come over, kind of throw her weight into this, and then we'll have her and Crove meet up. Crove! You're not supposed to die that soon! Bad Crove! Oh my gosh. So nice! Having the predators show up is actually really good timing. Alright, and we're gonna have Nota continue to gather up the nuts from here, and Rilana can kind of get comfy, and she can help out with gathering up those berries. We don't really have any of the tribe this time really that super dedicated to clearing out the grasses, but we already have plenty of grasses. Oh, there we go! There we go! Fish! Fish, fish, fish! And Koronu is over here with his son now. So Koronu has found his place at the waterfall, and he and his son can try to make the most of their fishing tail. Whether or not this tiny little group is going to end up expanding into some sort of fishing Yukir line remains to be seen. We kind of need to have more babies for that. Shirna, can you actually... Who could be a good mate? Actually, Shirna could be a good mate to steal. And she's already mostly lost her hammer tail, so... I think we may do that, because she seems to be having a grand time just sort of exploring around here along the waterways. Oh, and she just found her own nest! Oh, perfect! All right, well, we might make that happen then. All right, and then down here, little Sasuke is actually pure-blooded, so I need to start like marking my pure-blooded Yukirs so I can try to make sure I keep all of the traits we already have in, because now we have Tataku's mammoth foot that need to be brought in, and he is not really able to gather up any of his own food, so we'll go ahead and just let him kind of settle in here. And I think Xenophilius... No, Xenophilius, you weren't supposed to move! I think Xenophilius would be a little startled by him at first, but perhaps a little bit intrigued and eager to welcome him into the family, and maybe welcome his genes into the family as well. They can have babies! Alright, I think Xenophilius and Tataku might end up being a thing. So that's really fun. They might fall in love and just kind of take care of life under this particular tree. Meanwhile, Kalu is busy gathering up these nuts. We'll kick the tree again. And he's going to need some help, and he would probably be a little bit annoyed that Zeno has started making flirty eyes at Tataku. So he would call over little Sasuke, oh my gosh, so many names, and have the young one help him out. So he would kind of drag this son, not his, is this his son? I think it may, no, this is Crove's son. But he would grab this young male under his paw so that we can continue on the traditions we have begun. And I think Avi now is ready to pass away of old age, but he'll, as his final contribution, just kind of wander to the side a little bit. Talo will go with him just to make sure that he's comfortable. And Talo will also just do a little bit of exploring. But we need to send Rokirnu back over because he does have some genes that we definitely need to keep in the family. So he's going to come back this way. Very good, very good. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's go ahead and eat ourselves a big bad carnivore, which feels a little weird because we're actually breeding them into the family in our other niche tribe right now. But such is life. All right, so Johnny, what the heck-a-doodle? How about no? How about heck no? Kamori! Kamori, run for it! My females! Kamori! Heck no with Luli! Oh my gosh! Crove! Crove, work quick! Crove! I can't remember if Kamori and Crove are supposed to have more babies. There you go. Crove! Crove! Oh, thank goodness our females are safe. Oh my gosh, that was looking really hairy for a second. I was not gonna let that happen. All right, we're gonna get Luli into this nest, and Kamori can come on down, and she can go ahead and have like another baby. We'll have it over here though, because these two might share immunity F in their children and thus have an unhealthy child. But they are also the pure line. Oh, I have been doing that with my Yukirs. I need to be more on top of it though. Rokirnu is a little bit chilly, so I think he might rush over here. I wonder if Rokirnu might like Tataku. Can't get any genes from that, but I could see that happening. Let's see. And then we'll have little Janu start wiggling around, and he might be able to chase off the big bag rogue male with his genes that I don't want. K and C immunity. That K would be kind of useful. And the high fertility would be kind of useful, but I refuse to even consider it, because our Yukir line, we have to keep them safe. And even if the fertility goes really low, as long as it doesn't go to 0 fertility, then we'll still be able to have babies. And we could say, and I think I've mentioned this in the past, that the Yukirs are just kind of more like elephants, where it takes a little bit more effort to have babies versus rabbits. If they had really super high fertility, then we'd like consider them like rabbits. But all right, so let's see. Any fish anywhere nearby? No roots though. All right, so Steel and his father are going to wander up and down. I could have sworn there was a fish around here. There he is! What do you mean my fishing ability is not high enough? Ugh. All right, so we're gonna wander up and down this mountainside with these two, and they're going to work on collecting up some of the fish that they come across. And then over here, Shira is probably pretty excited because she has just found a nest of her own, but there's 2 other nests that she could actually take over. So we'll have her start working her way towards Steel, because I think Shira is interested in the watery ways that the tribe could possibly start exploring as well. And then finally we have Nota. He's gonna gather up these nuts. He's doing good. Oh gosh, and then we have all of this action going on over here. All right, Kalu is going to clear away the nuts and clear away some of the grasses. And Tataku, he can snuggle up right here. I feel like Rokirnu is a little bit interested in keeping an eye on Tataku. Let's see, can Rokirnu, he can't really breed. The problem is Rokirnu is a purebred Yukir, but he has immunity D, and that makes him a little bit too common of a pureblood Yukir. But I think Rokirnu just maybe kind of enamored with Tataku, and Tataku is probably just flattered he got so much attention from everybody. But speaking of attention, I think Xenophilius might like the idea of having one of his babies. There we go. So we've got a baby secured for the Mammut Fruit line. Oh. And then Talo has just witnessed the death of Avi, and I think that Avi is just very proud that he was able to contribute. Like I said, his paws permanently left as footprints in the snows of the Yukir's family history. So we're gonna let Avi rest, and we are gonna get ready to see what kind of really wonky breeding we're about to get into with the Yukir tribe now that we have the Mammut Fruit, and we're trying to cling on to our hammertail, which is starting to get a little bit dubious. Just a little bit. So, and we'll also keep an eye on what may happen on this side of the island. Not very highly explored, but let's see if we can get our food up to like 100 or so, because maybe Tataku's arrival sort of makes everybody want to celebrate. So let's say we're gonna have a celebration, because we don't really need to focus too terribly much on too many babies, and everybody who's not needed for having pure-blooded babies or possibly passing on Mammut Fruit will go and hunt so that we can get a ton of food and call it a celebration. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.